Hello. So,
Hello.
hello. Yes, I've got Jon Humphrey here with me for this Google Hangout. So this is the first Umbraco community Google Hangout, and yeah, we've got Jon Humphrey from Precision Coding. Is that right, Jon?
Random Precision.
Render Precision. I know I was close.
Right.
So I don't know if you want to just give yourself a quick introduction of who you are and your involvement in Umbraco and how long you've been using it and something like that.
Sure. I've been working with websites for a long time, and I basically was introduced to Umbraco about 6 years ago, and fell in love with it at that point, but didn't have a chance to take it further due to clients and all the rest of it. We'll leave it at that. And then when I went freelance 4 years ago, the first build that I did, the first big site that I did, was for a entertainment architecture company called Stewfish. You might recognize their work from the Queen's celebration that we did for them, and the website in Umbraco, and it was a brilliant build, and that was it. That made me just stay with, whenever I could, I use Umbraco, and I've now done my second site, which is the one I'll talk about today.
Brilliant. Okay.
So I'll do a screen share, and you can see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if you can start doing your screen share, and then we can just take a look and see what you've been up to.
All right, this is Stewfish, and this is the site that was built via Umbraco. I think it's using 4.0, so it hasn't been updated. Only because the client hasn't asked me to, and I'm not managing it in that manner anymore. But it was a very fun build. A lot of work went into the backgrounds and the artwork that's showcased on it and how it all works. And Umbraco just made it very easy, and they love the administration on the back office. So they go in there and they've changed a few things since then, and it works out really, really well. Unfortunately, Mark Fisher, the head, passed away this year, and it was a very, one of those moments. And I haven't actually seen any changes since then, but I think there's some infrastructure changes going on in the company, but that's to be expected. Yeah, so my next job was to take this lovely charity site that was built from in Front Page.
That looks fantastic, Jon.
Yeah,
looks like myfirstwebpage.com.
Yeah, it does indeed. Funnily enough, she won an award. I don't remember for what and where, but yes, she did. And
for her fantastic design skills.
Oh yeah, amazing. I think it was more for content because there's a lot of good information in there. But myself and a designer friend, I don't do design. I do all the back end and everything else. Straddle the fence front and back, but I don't do the design. But we took it and we built this. And now this is nicer. Yeah. This is sitting on 6.0.5 at the moment, and I'm actually going to be in the process next week and the week after of migrating it up to the latest version, only because it went live and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the website, and it was a lot of fun to build. And working with the CMS, as we all well know, it was a great piece to work on. Now, I think I've done things a little bit different than most people do, and that's how I usually do it, but we'll leave it at that. There is a single interface that, in order to give the client the ability to have both UK and they also have an Irish site, site files, but be able to grab and drop and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I've done a lot of stuff using little widgets, little sections, using multi-node tree picker and all the rest of it, and uComponents to be able to create the sections for the pages.
Okay, so how is that section working? So how does that relate back to the main content?
Well, this is the home page, as we see right here. So this welcome area right here is this welcome section right here, and then the about law care is right below that. What is law care, etc., etc., etc. The widgets on the sidebar, these three here at the moment, are each of those individual widgets that they have, and they can move them. And the footer is widgets as well.
Okay, so it's quite a nice structure.
It is. It worked out really, really well. This is a very this menu, the Get Help menu, is something that stays in all on all pages. So that as this is the main focus of the area, they have things like what's called a case test. You know, have you ever tried to cut down where you can check and say you don't want to do anything. Say you say, okay, well, I'll just see it. Oh, it still tells you could have a problem. But you can call the helplines, which are listed up here. Yeah. And those are click-through call-to links if you use them in that manner, if you have Skype set up and all the rest of it. And you can also send them to ask them to call, as you can see. You can ask them, that's not good.
We pretend we didn't see that.
Yes, pretend we didn't see that, and I will have to sort that out because that happened yesterday, and it's part of the validation token, but we'll come back to that in a minute. So, anyhow, the information, the menus are scrolling through, and they take you to the different areas, and then it's got a back to the top, usual kind of a thing. You can share the pages on Facebook, as you can see, as it loads slowly. And it's built in, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, when you're signed in, or you can sign in, et cetera, et cetera. Or you can even say you had a friend that you felt that this would benefit. We set up a, if you think that, send to a friend. Your name, your email, send a copy, their email.
So you're using things like Contour for that?
No, this is all bespoke because I actually didn't use Contour and kind of wish I had, but we'll leave it at that as well.
Okay, fair enough.
I do a lot of stuff where I'm trying to learn on how to do it, as this was my first big MVC project.
Okay, so this was written in MVC then?
This is MVC, yeah. I wrote this. This started out in 4.11, migrated up to 6, and then it's moved to 6.05 at the time of launch. And as you can see, you have the different headers, and here's where we're using the sections so that they can choose which sections they want to have and shown. They can set up the form fields, the form processing, who it goes to, what happens, etc., etc., etc. The slider text if they want to. Different areas on here, again, to be used. As we all know, these lovely places and lovely areas that work. The side navigation, again, choosing widgets where you can, again, specifies which parts and what, areas where it tells you what you need to do, content, which is a chooser where you have your banner and a page section, depends on how you want it. If you wanted to add another one from another area, you could. These are subsectioned into the different areas as well.
Okay.
So you just click that, and there it is, and then it would show up. But I'm not going to do that.
Fair enough.
The footer widgets is using Matt Brailsford's widget grid, which was a bonus, a big bonus. That being able to use that plugin was very good.
Okay.
And then just setting up different menus and the copyrights, etc. Yep. What happens to the prompts on the social side of things? Send a friend dialog. It actually tells you exactly what you can edit on that. We have the share the page slider through uComponents, hide from navigation as usual.
Yeah. And
that basically is whether or not these show up here.
Right.
So, for example, the contact us page does not. You're not going to share a contact page, but those sections are all repeated. These are using partial macros, partial view macros. The contact form and the callback form, so that they could be repeated in different areas.
Yeah. So I've just got a question from someone. So I've got a question from Anders Sted. I can never pronounce his name. Anders from the HQ. Yeah.
Sure.
So he's basically he's saying you use multi-node tree picker quite a lot in your lookups and things like that. So how is performance on the site? Is there something you had to do to optimize the site for using multi-node tree picker and things like that? Because it seems like you're doing quite a lot of lookups to kind of build a single page.
Not that I know of. If I click on the About Us, that's how long it takes. And that page is rather long.
Yeah, no, that's it seems very good then.
I
Yeah.
didn't know there was any performance degradation from using the Node Tree Picker. So
No. I think it's relatively good, but obviously it seems like you was using a lot of different sections and things like that. But,
I am.
Like you say, performance seems okay. It seems happy.
It's not a graphically heavy site either.
I was going to say, there's a lot of text copy as opposed to, like you say.
That was the other thing that we did was there's a lot of one of the things that you can do in the site is in certain sections you can rate the page. So you can say the page was helpful, this helped a lot, kind of a thing, and then you can submit it. And if he cancels it, it just clears the form and moves forward.
Okay, nice. So, so you have got a lot of forms on here, and obviously there is a lot of bespoke forms. Was there just a reason for not using Contour? It was just because of you wanted to learn more how to use the MVC way, as opposed to trying to use something that's maybe a little bit more plug and play and a bit more friendly, I suppose. Exactly. That as it was the first initial delve into MVC, I wanted to get my hands dirty as I could. So, thinking back, I probably should have gone through Contour and used the ability to just drop them in. Yeah. But it did help a lot. So. Yeah, no, I can imagine it being a good learning curve and learning in terms of how to do the MVC way. So going forward, you'd use Contour then? I probably would, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, cool. It just makes it easier because everything's done for you. You just create the form fields and out the door you go. Yeah, exactly. So had I known that. yeah, hindsight is a wonderful thing. It is indeed. Another really nice one that I built was a downloads repository that gives them the ability to have different things that they can set up. It's a page setup, so there's only showing 10. Yeah. You can also filter the area. So if you have professional issues, you can grab that. You have to go back to the all categories. But the other one that I liked was this featured resource footer widget. Is actually when they choose a resource, they can choose whether or not to feature, as in what feature. Where are they? They are here, the repository. They're broken down, as you can see, and in the download area in the back office, they can choose whether or not they're featured or not. Mm-hmm. And out of those featured, it grabs a random 3 and shows them at the bottom. If there aren't any, because she went ahead and just did all of them, it doesn't. It just grabs a random one, and it just grabs 3 random ones on there. But if you refresh the page, that will automatically show another 3 new ones. Yeah. Okay. And then you can download directly from the media folder. Nice. So I noticed at the top you was doing your filtering and your pagination. It didn't look like it was doing a page postback. So are you doing stuff with Ajax or JSON or something like that in terms of getting the list of PDFs? Ajax. It's done through the JSON. It's so JSON to get a list of them. Yeah. So you're using a custom controller or web API controller to get those values? A custom controller. I built it myself. Okay. Cool. Very nice. Yeah. The news was originally going to be using uBlogsy. But was there any reason why you didn't in the end? Only because I couldn't figure it out, and that's down to my naivety. I had to, and that's nothing against Anthony at all. It was more me trying to understand how to plug the styles and all the rest of it into, as uBlogsy seems to be more of a site-wide package, and I'd already started this by the time that I wanted to add that. So it might be something to talk to Anthony about on the side note about whether or not there would be a way to pull it into a live site. I know there has been, and people have done it, but due to time constraints, I didn't have that opportunity. Yeah, I also noticed. So obviously the news has got a lot of tags, and in your back office you've got a custom tags section. Am I right? Did I see that? Okay, so what does this do then? This is just, it's actually using the plugin, the tag maintenance plugin. Okay, so I don't think I've seen this package before. So what is it? So what does it do?
It just allows you to see which ones you have set up for each of the different types of tags that you've set up, and it shows you which pages are using which
So if you was to
tags.
click that one, you can see free nodes. Okay, yeah, you can see which ones they've been used.
Exactly, and you can edit if you wanted to change that. You know, if you wanted to put a space in there and then say like that, that would change it across the board.
Okay.
So
that's quite a nice package. Do you know who that's from?
No, but I can tell you right now.
Excellent.
Once it loads.
Yep.
Using the robots text, one of the things I will be doing is, you notice the IE side, the Irish side, is just going to be going live soon. They're still actually using the old front page setup.
Okay. Yep.
And they are. I'm going to be using Sebastian's dynamic node, dynamic robots.
Oh,
to get that all set up. So
nice. So this
go ahead.
Looks like it's Yo-Yo CMS Tag
one.
Manager. So you're using quite a few packages there. Did that
few.
help you? Yeah, it's one or two.
One or two, yeah. There are a few that I'm actually not using. For example, the Twitter for Umbraco is not viable for the new API, and I have the other Twitter.
uTwit by maybe.
uTwit, that's the one, but I don't think it's on here. I think it's on the dev version that I'm in the process of getting back up and done. But that's done by Nigel Wilson, the tag manager. Yeah, and it's quite nice. It's quite good to use. So.
Yeah, no, it's good to see packages, because there is so many packages in the community that sometimes things get overlooked or lost, and that was quite a nice package.
I think it would be a good idea if we have a, I think there is somewhat, but I haven't gone back in there to do it, but a rating system kind of a thing for the packages that as they get more and more ratings, you know, they get.
Yeah, I know. On our Umbraco, you can give it a kind of a vote up or a high five.
That's the one.
But,
yeah. So, but that one really came in handy both in development and in usage, so in production. So there we go.
Very, very nice. So that was your, was it third site? That's
my third site in Umbraco completely, but not my third site.
Okay, yeah. So that, it looks very nice. So as the client.
Client is static over it. Their analytics are through the roof on it. Apparently they've gotten a lot of feedback from their clientele who are very, very happy with it. Their board of directors like it. The next step is we're actually moving into a responsive, and again, this is not the way that I would have done it in the first place, but it wasn't discussed in the second place. Now they want to have it available for phones, not tablets. Tablets get this view. But they want a specific for phones.
Okay.
And we're going to streamline it down and give a nice presentation on that. So. Yeah,
no, very nice. So you're using any kind of frameworks and things like that?
I was just looking at uMobile to see if that was able to be brought in.
Okay, so I think that's isn't that more of a
is that the administration side of things?
Yeah, I think it's more the administration side of things. So in terms of iOS and then an Android app, as far as I understand, is that you can publish and administrate your content from your phone. So that, as far as I know, is what it's used for. But I might be wrong.
Well, this was built off of the original package, which was the using the starter package of the standard website MVC.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And I know that this has been brought in, a little bit more work has been done on it since I installed this last year when I started building, which I'd like to take a look at and see what else I can do.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. So you're not using anything like Twitter Bootstrap or anything like that? It will allow you to kind of quickly get to that responsive state quite quickly.
It was all bespoke, so I don't know what the impact would be on slapping that on there.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But yeah, no, it looks like a very good implementation, John.
Well, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun to build, and as I said, Umbraco just made it a lot easier to do as well. So
yeah, excellent.
So thank you. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, not a problem. I don't think there's any other questions as far as I know. Let me just quickly check my Skype. Oh, hang on. I've got one from Bob Battybar. And Bob is asking, are you from the US, John? Or originally from the US?
I am indeed. East Coast, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
There you go. So there you go, Bob. He's from the States.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay. So yeah, all in all, that looks really good. If you've got any more projects kind of lined up with Umbraco?
I've got a couple proposals out there which would be taking over with using this with Umbraco, and other than that, I'm just plodding along.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Okay, it was good to speak to you, John.
Thank you very much.
This was a success. We don't know yet. We'll soon find out. But hopefully we can try and do these things more often and see what the people are up to in the community. And
that'd be brilliant.
It'd be good to see what everyone's up to.
Indeed.
So yeah, good speaking to you, John.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, thanks.
Take
Speak
care.
to you soon. Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.